Всем привет, друзья! Добро пожаловать на этот канал из Австралии об образовании в Австралии, о получении иммиграции, может быть, в Австралии, а также изучении английского языка по всему миру. Меня зовут Александр Идоринкин, и, наверное, вы все знаете меня. Если вы ищете образование в Австралии, то вы попали на правильный канал, и, возможно, вы попали на правильное видео, потому что сегодня мы будем говорить о лучшем университете в Австралии, университете по поддержке иностранных студентов, лучшем университете по поддержке иностранных студентов в Австралии. Это университет Южного Креста, по-английски это звучит Southern Cross University. И, как вы знаете, университет является очень-очень хорошим и повернут лицом к студенту. Поэтому большое у меня есть желание, чтобы многие из вас из русскоговорящих стран, где говорят по-русски, из Украины, из Белоруссии, России, Казахстана, Туркменистана, Кыргызстана, Казахстана, Узбекистана, Таджикистана, приезжали сюда, потому что университет ждет вас. И сегодня я нахожусь в Лисморе. Это кампус университета в Лисморе, который окружен тропическим лесом. Вот даже вы не видите, но вот там есть тропический лес. И сегодня у меня интервью. И, в общем, не будем все откладывать в долгий ящик. Давайте начнем интервью. И я сейчас переключусь на английский язык. Поэтому для вашего удобства перевод будет вот здесь в субтитрах. Okay, I've just done a quick introduction. So I already introduced myself. Probably now it's a time to introduce yourself to all those Russian-speaking students and their parents.
Well, thank you so much, Alex. Hi, everyone. My name's Christine Martin, and I'm the International Manager for International Student Mobility. And it's really lovely to have a chance to talk to you today. And I'm so excited to have Alex at our beautiful Lismore campus today to tell you a little bit more about it. My job at the university is really around students having an international experience. So Australian students, but also welcoming international students. And I'm very passionate about it. I myself have been an international student twice, once in Europe and once in Asia. And it changed my life. And I'm very passionate about getting other students and other people to have this experience. So I'm looking forward to welcoming them.
First, let's start talking about Australia in general. Some people think that Australia is one of the best destinations in the world for students to study.
Yes.
So is it true or not? What's your opinion on that?
Yeah, look, I think we have a great location here. I think some of the things that make Australia a really wonderful place is people are warm and friendly. We have a multicultural society, so people can easily fit into our lifestyle. And especially when you're coming somewhere like the Gold Coste or Lismore, you get this really wonderful experience of Australia. People are always, "You're from Russia?" Or if you're from a Russian-speaking place, how amazing. Tell me about your story.
I used to be an international student too.
So I think that warm, open, friendly nature of Australian people is a key part of it. I think also a key part that motivates students to come to Australia is our environment and the beautiful places we have to study in the rainforest near the beach. So you can have an amazing lifestyle as well. And I think something else that Australia has that sometimes we take for granted is a wonderful quality of education. So our education is highly regulated and world standard. So most universities in Australia rank in the top sort of 500 universities in the world. So you are guaranteed to have a quality experience.
And you already mentioned Lismore and Gold Coast. Let's start talking about Southern Cross University.
Sure.
So what is that? Maybe some students don't know about the existence of our university, but what is that?
Yeah, so Southern Cross University is a beautiful university. We're a young university, so we're young and energetic. We work very hard to around giving students graduate outcomes. So that's really important for us, that students, when they finish their degree, they're having graduate outcomes out of that. Our university is actually named after the southern constellation in the southern sky. So, and traditionally in Australia, that was used by Indigenous people, but also the people who came to explore to navigate their way. And so that's our symbol, and we hope that students will navigate their way to the future, and that's our strong symbol of our university. We are a multi-campus university. So we have a campus, our main campus is Lismore, Gold Coste. We have one at Coffs Harbour as well. We also then have satellite campuses in Sydney and Melbourne, and we're particularly strong in hospitality as well, so things like hotel management. So we are very lucky. At each campus location, we try and focus on subjects that fit and connect with the community.
For instance,
at the Gold Coast, it's nearly Australia's #1 tourism destination. So one of the strongest programs that we offer there is tourism. Our campus is also right next to the airport, and we offer a Bachelor of Business in Aviation. So there are a few of the examples of how we have programs that fit really closely with the local region.
And the next question was about the uniqueness of the university. Why is it so unique? And what's the competitive advantage of Southern Cross University?
Look, I think for international students, something great that we have to offer is having multiple campuses. We don't have one large campus with thousands and thousands of students. We have sort of smaller campuses where it's very personal. So one of the main strengths of SCU is we've been #1 for international student support. #1.
Right. In the whole country.
In the whole country. And that is a survey that's done by all international students for support of international students. So it means for parents when they're thinking, oh, I'm coming to Australia, or for students for the first time coming to Australia, look, how am I going to go studying in English in another country? That they know that they'll be supported. If they get in trouble in the Gold Coast, they can go and see Sarah, or we also have a wonderful Russian-speaking support officer who can help them out. Here at the Gold Coast, in Lismore, we have a whole team.
In one of the videos that there's only one person in Southern Cross University who can speak Russian, and that person works in the international support team. It's quite unique.
And we're very proud of that. I might have told you, actually, the director of our international office was an international student himself, so he really motivates us to make sure that we're #1, that we offer the best support and care so that students can succeed, because we want students to succeed.
Sometimes there could be programs at different universities, say programs in bachelor degrees or master, postgraduate master degrees, but also there is something that would go on top of that, and usually it's support of the students. They're never left alone. They're never left by themselves, and they have that support that university can provide. That's great. And also, I forgot to mention that Southern Cross University is a state university. It's not a private institution.
No, that's right.
It's a state university, and we have like 40-something universities in Australia that are state universities, and Southern Cross University is one of them. And also, you could see, guys, that Southern Cross University is top 100 of young universities worldwide. So it's a fresh university. It is a great place to be. And the next question that I would like to ask you is there a connection between a theory and practical experience of students who study at Southern Cross University? Because I know that students can study in Europe, they can go to North America, they can study in Asia, and sometimes I hear that they study the program and they finish the program and they have no practical experience at all. They don't do internships, and they just have their degree, and they know how to apply knowledge using their degree, and they get lost in life. So how does it work in Southern Cross University?
So for SCU...
Because the practical component is one of the most important ones in nowadays world.
Yeah, well, we agree with you on that. So for Southern Cross University, one of the things, another area that we're quite strong is graduate outcomes, so that when the students finish their program, are they able to get employment? Are they able to get the roles that they want? And we always do very well in the Good University Guides for graduate outcomes and employment once students finish. And I think part of the reason is because we try and build in practical experiences wherever possible. For instance, in our tourism program, both the undergraduate and postgraduate, we have an internship embedded in with that. And we have
compulsory internship?
For the undergraduate program, it's compulsory, and it's a work integrated learning program. So you are not just thrown into a position and you have to get any type of experience. You actually have to have a structured program where you're working with academics, you have to be working with the employer, and you need to be doing an assessment along the way. So it's not just going to get a job for the sake of a job, it's actually so you're learning in your profession. What is the career that you want to have? So we also have that in our IT programs and in several other of our programs, that where you get this clinical or work experience. Our health programs have really strong hands-on clinical experience right from the beginning of the program.
Hey guys, it's really important. Just because theory is not enough in today's world, so you need to know how to apply the theory into practice. And you know, another question is that we know that now the government of Australia says everywhere probably that Sydney and Melbourne are full of people, full of migrants, full of international students, and they welcome international students to go and study elsewhere in Australia, in other cities, in other areas, in other territories. And what would we say about Southern Cross University? So we know that it's a regional university. We know that if people study here, they will be able to apply for a 3-year graduate visa, not 2-year graduate visa after finishing their degree. So whether it's bachelor degree, whether it's master degree, it's also one of the advantages of studying in a regional area. And I don't know whether our students know that Southern Cross University is the largest regional university in Australia. It's the largest, and we actually here in the main campus in Lismore. It's beautiful. So tell me a little bit more about the differences between studying in Lismore and studying in Gold Coast campuses. So what is the difference?
Yeah, so I think there's a few differences. So one thing that's the same is you'll get really great student support across, and we have a student support team at all of our 3 campuses. I think the difference in being in a smaller place, in the Lismore, for example, is this campus is extremely green. It's a full university campus. We have on-campus accommodation. We have a beautiful environment, high-tech laboratories. We have, for environmental science, we have, I don't know if you saw our boat today, but we have boats, and we have these great facilities for students to be able to go out. In living in a community like this, you are also really supported, and people are very, they look you in the eye when you're coming into the community. We also have a few incentives at the moment for students. So for students, we know that it's not always easy for students to make that choice, so we're offering a scholarship for students.
Scholarship, guys. Scholarship just for you.
So to encourage students to come to and explore these kind of different locations to where all the other international students are coming. We have this scholarship for regional students who come to our Lismore or our Coffs Harbour campus. That's a $5,000 scholarship in your first year.
$5,000.
And that's to help students get started, settled in. As well as that, at the moment we're offering students the opportunity to live on campus, and we'll cover their first 20 weeks of accommodation on campus.
That's really good gift.
So it means that really students who come and decide to study at SCU, they'll get a great quality course. They'll have a beautiful environment to study in, a nice community, interesting community to be part of, but also they'll get a little financial head start over the other students. So sometimes living in a regional place, it can take you a little bit longer to maybe find some part-time work. So having those scholarships can kind of help you get started while you're settling in.
So talking about part-time work, is it really hard to find part-time work while one student studies at Gold Coast or Lismore? Or not?
So students have to, being in Lismore, of course, the opportunities are different to the Gold Coast. Gold Coast has lots of tourism, and so it's easy for students to pick up a job in a cafe. But also I know many students who are in Lismore who find a part-time job as well working. We've got a great cafe scene, restaurants. There's also jobs within agriculture. Sometimes it can take a little bit longer, but we have a careers centre here who advertise all the part-time jobs that are available and can help you as soon as you arrive during orientation. We connect you with careers so you can get your resume done and start to connect. So I think students in Lismore also have the opportunity to maybe live a little bit closer to some of those tourism destinations such as Byron Bay, which I don't know if you, which is a huge tourism hub, and a place which gets a lot of holidays. So at Christmas time there's a huge boom of tourists. So there's an opportunity there for students to go and find part-time work there as well.
That there is a support from the dedicated team in that thing. One more question is regarding the programs. What programs could you offer to all those students on both levels, bachelor and master? What programs do you have available?
Yeah, so why don't I run through like the most popular programs at our Gold Coast campus are sort of the MBA program is always hugely popular. We also do a Master of Accounting program, which is really popular and one of our strength areas within the School of Business. Tourism, of course, you know, we were one of the first universities in Australia to offer a tourism program, so we have a strong program in that area. So the Master of International Tourism Management, and we have an MBA that goes with that as well, so you can do a dual degree, Master of International Tourism, Hotel Management, and the MBA. Of course, so the MBA with Engineering, MEM MBA is also popular as well. The Master of Information Technology is a really popular program. And we're connected with Huawei with that program, so students get a really good practical, it's very industry connected. So I think that's a great reason. We also have some unique health programs offered at our Gold Coast campus, such as podiatry, podorthics, speech pathology, some of those.
Where the students applying for those programs.
They're great. So coming here to Lismore, we have, again, we'll start with the health. We've got a Master of Osteopathic Medicine. We offer a fantastic nursing program. It always ranks well in terms of research. Our nursing programs are very good quality. We have engineering program, and I think you saw our beautiful...
we did a campus tour around
and it's beautiful.
I was impressed, to be honest.
And it's brand new, so it's got the best equipment. We offer law and health, so a whole variety. And of course... programs for Bachelor of Business, Bachelor of IT. Here at Lismore. You can do those as well. So there's a broad range. Now, then going to our Coffs Harbour campus. So our Coffs Harbour campus is quite unique, and we have something very special there in our National Marine Science Centre. So it's the National Marine Science Centre, and when you go there you can do either your Bachelor of Marine Science or your Master of Marine Science. So
there's something unique about Coffs Harbour campus, and you can find that program there. You can't find that program anywhere else, I think, in Australia. There's not many places that can provide it.
There's a few others, but I think that's quite unique in that you're studying your marine science program at the research centre.
It's the first thing, and also I heard that pretty much reef is located a few hundred meters from the campus.
You've got the solitary islands and all the beautiful reefs straight off there. We're doing some fantastic research in that area around coral spawning and some great research happening.
So another question would be, what happens once a student graduates from the program? So what would happen after that? Say I graduate from the program, I apply for a visa, and actually a good thing that if I study in regional Australia, like Lismore, I can apply for 3-year graduate visa. If I study at Gold Coast, I can apply for 2-year graduate visa. Say I applied and I got my graduate visa and I tried to look for a job and I couldn't find a job. In a few months' time, I come back and ask you for help. Would you help me?
We have a careers program, and we've actually just got a brand new section of that, so we've got an office here. You can make an appointment, sit down and say, look, I'm having trouble. Can you take a look at my resume?
Even though I would stop being your student?
Yes, you're still a graduate, so you can still come to us and say, look, I'm having some trouble. Can you help me out? We've also got an alumni office as well, so you can contact them as an alumni and say, look, can I be connected with some alumni from my particular discipline, who might be able to help me or mentor me to find a job as a new graduate. So there are lots of opportunities for you, even once you graduate, to come back. I mean, it's a smaller university, so we are able to help students and be more personal.
Another question then about the academic stuff. I know that you have really small classes and everyone known by their name. Is that true?
Yeah, we do have small classes. I mean, I think you went to our Gold Coast campus, so the classrooms are not, we have a few really beautiful big lecture theatres, but the style of the actual campus is to have more intimate spaces, more smaller classrooms where students can connect with their lecturers. And of course it's up to the students. You know, students have to study hard and get involved and get to know their lecturers, but if students put in the effort, certainly the lecturers will be interested and want to be part of what they're doing as well and help them succeed.
Another thing is the cost of living. How much would students have to pay for living in Lismore or Gold Coast? An average, say, what would be the price for renting a room in a shared accommodation?
Yeah, it's roughly around $190 to $200 per week.
Really?
For your
I used to be international student and paid starting from 250 in 2013 and then paying up to 350 in 2016.
Yeah.
Every week.
So to live on campus here, it's around $190 per week, and you can have your own bedroom with a shared kitchen, shared bathroom, and you're right on campus.
So the budget for student could be up to $400 maximum.
Yeah, it's around that, and you can have a look in our study guide. We've got a great section as well where you can have a look, and it gives you what your food would roughly be, all of those sections. Yeah.
And hey guys, one more thing. So I have this study guide online in PDF format, so those who are interested in studying at Southern Cross University can contact us or just simply download this guide from our website. You can go to aymigration.com and you can find this guide available waiting for you. And one more thing, let's talk about the life in Lismore and let's talk about life in Gold Coast. What could students possibly do there? Because I know that, you know, if they study bachelor or master programs, they could be busy studying, like say 2, 3, up to 4 days a week. What else could they do here?
Yeah. So here in Lismore, we've got a really active community. So this is sort of where Australia's really socially minded, very active community. So we have lots of community events, there's lots of live music. We have more artists per capita in this Northern Rivers region than anywhere else in Australia except Melbourne. So it's a very artistic, we have beautiful, you know, you can go walking in the rainforest on the weekend, surfing. Most of our international students learn to surf when they come. So during orientation, we take all the students to the beach, and then after that, about 1 week after, we do a learn to surf. In terms of a healthy, interesting, rich community lifestyle, I think we have a great community here that you can get involved with.
You can probably, guys, feel that sense of community, and you can taste real Australia if you study either in Gold Coast or Lismore.
Yeah.
You can become part of the community. Think about this. You come over from a master's degree, which is for 2 years, or a bachelor, that could be for 3, 4 years, and then you have a graduate visa for another 2, 3 years, say 5, 6 years at least living in the country, in the community. Of course you become part of the community.
Yeah.
Right?
And I think that's what students find. They can connect, and we do lots of work, particularly during orientation and in the students' first semester, to make sure that students connect with the local community, because we know that, you know, the time at university is quite a small period of time. Really, you need to be successful, you need to make lots of connections, not just at university but outside university as well. So we have, you know, sort of volunteering and lots of activities that you can get involved with, so that you can be part of the community.
And another thing that over the last few years there have been many debates on the fact that some people say that if you go to Australia and go to university in Australia, you should study either in Sydney or Melbourne. Some people support the fact that an idea that students should study in other areas. What's your idea, and what's your opinion on that?
Yeah, look, my opinion is that we offer here in this regional area a wonderful opportunity for international students. And I think that is because students can connect. So they can connect with the local community, but also, you know, when you say we're a regional place.
In the largest regional university with the greatest opportunities.
But we are not. So to fly to Sydney for the weekend, if you want to go and party or see the Opera House or whatever, you can drive from here to Ballina. It's half an hour drive, and then you can fly from Ballina direct to Sydney and be there in 1 hour.
Or if you study in Gold Coste,
Yeah.
just cross
Walk
the road.
5 minutes.
Yeah, 5 minutes walk to the airport, and
You
then
could
1 hour fly to Sydney and then
Melbourne.
back,
Yeah.
Melbourne, and
Yeah,
any place
exactly.
in Australia.
And I think when students look at, well, what's the cost of living to live in those cities, it's very expensive, extremely competitive market, and quite a, you know, they're huge cities. So some people love that huge city lifestyle, but I think you can really be seen in smaller places. You can connect, you can find your own way a little more easily.
The thing is, I'm impressed by the fact that we already mentioned that students are known by their names.
Yeah.
Because I have a team, and we work with migrants, we work with students, we work with people who want to learn languages, and I'm a migration agent. I'm a registered migration agent in Australia, and mainly I concentrate on those things, and, you know, helping people to migrate to Australia. And sometimes they study in other universities, and like they contact me and we have consultations together. I don't want to mention and say names of the universities, but they study there. They have the bachelor degree or master's degree. Then they want to stay in Australia. They like the country, and they don't have practical experience. And sometimes they just left by themselves with their problems, and they just left by themselves in the big cities. Even though they live in the big cities, they don't feel that sense of community. They can't become part of the community, and they don't have the practical experience, and they just literally waste their time with their life, and they probably waste the money, the money, because parents. It's education in Australia and degree. It's really good degree. It could open all doors in any country in the world. But of course, it's investment for the future. But, you know, they want to feel that they invest in the right university, in the right place. And I think in universities like Southern Cross University that have the connection with the community, as we just mentioned. And again, cost of living. I used to be an international student, and I remember I just mentioned how much I paid. And you pay for accommodation. You don't sometimes have that practical experience. And I have those people, as I mentioned, in my consultations with me, and they ask me, Alex, what do I need to do? How can I stay? Or even if they decide to go back, they just think about the options, just because probably they want to study again, just because they don't have that experience. They don't know how to apply the knowledge, the theoretical knowledge, into the practical experience. So I think that's a great advantage of Southern Cross University, is that here you have a dedicated team who could support international students, and for parents, and especially important, especially if your kids, they graduate from high school and thinking about going overseas and studying overseas, and you actually don't know yet where you would like to go. I think Southern Cross University could be, great choice. With that such support that you have from university, you can become part of community. You can get your degree. You can have internships. You can have that practical experience, and I think you love everything here. And last but not least, university, Southern Cross University has interest in working with people from all around the world. Why do you have that interest?
Yeah, well, we believe really strongly that we need a diverse community. That we want people from Russian speaking, we want European students, but of course, we have China really close to us. We have people coming from the Pacific, from Papua New Guinea, really from all around the world, and we want our community to be diverse. It's important for the other international students, so that you're in a classroom and you're learning from each other. You know, if you're in the classroom and you're sharing your idea as a student from Russia with a student from Italy or a student from China, you can understand more, which will help you as a graduate. You know, you can take the knowledge that you learn in Australia and the people that you meet at university, they become your network. When you graduate, when you come on, you know, in 10 years' time, once you've graduated with your Master of IT, well, you know someone in China, you know someone in India, you know someone in those countries where you as international citizens, you're not going to be just working in your country, you need this global network.
And we now live in an interconnected world now.
Exactly.
It's an era of the internet, it's an era of interconnected world.
Yeah.
And everyone has connections everywhere.
Yeah.
So if you want to become a global citizen, well, you need to study in a place where you have people from around the world.
Yeah.
So.
And it's also important, we think, for our Australian students. So part of my job, I think I told you right at the beginning, is to send our Australian students out to give them an international. And you know, for us, whenever our new international students come, I always talk to them when they arrive in orientation. I say to them, thank you for coming, because you will teach our Australian students. They will learn about what it's like to live somewhere else in the world and broaden their minds and make them better graduates.
And especially, you know, if people study at universities, say in Sydney or Melbourne, people already got used to, I mean locals, they already got used to seeing people from overseas there. But today I've been doing the tour, recording the things, everything with my camera, and students who study here, like local students, they look at me, like some of them smile, they just wave their hands, like hey, hello.
Yeah.
For them it's quite unusual thing, to see people from a person from overseas, just because there are so many people from overseas here. So it's a great learning experience even for domestic students.
Yeah, they love it, and they really, you know, they make our campus vibrant, and we're really thankful to have international students on our campus.
And last but not least, what would you say to prospective students, and especially most importantly to their parents now, if you had a chance to tell them something?
Yeah, look, I would say I really strongly encourage you to have an international experience while you have the opportunity. And if you come to Australia and come to Southern Cross, I feel that you'll have a great experience, that we'll take care of you and make sure that we can do everything we can to make sure that you're successful, because that's really our job, is to make sure that our students who come as students are able to succeed and make the most of their international experience. So I hope you'll come down and study with us at Southern Cross. We've got a beautiful place to show you and a wonderful campus, and we're looking forward to getting to know you. So come on down soon.
All right, thank you very much, Christine.
Yeah, thanks for your time today, Alex. It's wonderful to have you working with us, and hopefully we also have a representative who works closely with you, Yaroslav, who is a great support and is there, you know, because we're so far away in Australia, but he's based in Europe, so he can also help out with any students who'd like to talk to a representative from SCU sometime.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And I was just saying something in Russian. Ребята, спасибо большое, что вы смотрели это видео. Если вам понравилось это видео, подписывайтесь на этот канал. Все ссылки будут в описании к этому видео вот здесь. Добавляйтесь, друзья, в Фейсбуке, ВКонтакте, а также подписывайтесь на нашу группу во ВКонтакте, наш сайт. Если вам интересно учиться в Университете Южного Креста, да и вообще в любых университетах Австралии, avimigration.com. Я увижу вас в следующих видео. Спасибо, что смотрели это видео. И привет из Австралии. Bye.
Bye-bye.